this video we are going to talk about the HTTP method in Flutter. HTTP method is used to get the data from the server, post the data into the server, updates the data of the server, and deletes the data from the server. For this we require four methods, mainly get method, post method, put method, and then delete method. First of all, let's see, I have here a user.json file. I have live this in this URL, this API. This is an API. So we are going to use this API to get the data from this API into our Flutter application. So let's get started. First of all, we are going to learn about HTTP get method. So let's create a stateful class and then name it HTTP get, and then we are only going to fetch the data from the server, so we are not going to display currently. So let's create an override, because when the application starts we need to call a method, HTTP method. So for that we need to call this init state method in our application. This is the with this method, when the app loads first, then the function of the HTTP method will be called. So let's name this method get user, and then create the get user method. So we are basically fetching the data from the server, so we need to use the future method, which is an asynchronous function, async await future, and the data is a list, so we need to use this keyword list dynamic, and then name the function get user. It is the function we have called in the init state method, and this is a future, so it should be async await. So inside this function we need to create a variable to store the data we have fetched from the server. Let's say we call it response, and this is an asynchronous function, so we need to use the async await keyword. So it basically, async means waiting for the data, and async await means waiting for the data to arrive from the server. We need to use http.get uri.parse. So we need to parse the URI of the API endpoint. So this is the API URL. Use this inside here, and we can see an error here. So we need to fix the error because we haven't imported the HTTP method. So what you need to do first of all is you need to add the package called HTTP. So to do that, head into the terminal and enter this command, and then enter. I have already installed this package in my VS Code project. Then I just need to import this. So to import package http dot as http. So this error is now solved. Now for this error, this is a function, so we need to include a return method. Before that, we need to decode the data we have fetched from the server. So basically the data we have fetched is in the JSON format, so we need to decode it into the string. So to do that, we need to store it in another variable and use the method JSON decode. What do we need to decode? We need to decode the response, and inside the response we need to decode the body, which contains the data. So we need to just quickly import a library, and then we need to return the user. So we have basically fetched the data from the server, and before returning we can print the data which is in the user. Now let's see in the console. Let's update it and let's see. Application started, and then we can see the data is successfully fetched from the server inside the console. So next we are going to learn how to display this data into our application. There are basically two methods. Either we can use future builder method or stream builder method. Both of these methods display the data from the API into the application.